Hello and welcome back to the concluding episode of the Agile Basics video series with me, Allan Kelly. Just a reminder that you've been listening to me, Allan Kelly. I'm an author, a software development consultant, and I give training in Agile. In this series we have focused on just 5 aspects of Agile: the importance of quality, the benefits of visualizing your work, working in iterations, working in the small and why that's best, and organising around vertical teams who have authority. It's hard to boil Agile down to just 5 elements, and it's entirely possible that somebody else will come up with a slightly different 5. The question I'm sure some of you are asking is, can it get any smaller? Can we reduce that 5 further? And I think really the question you're asking is, if I was to pick one, which would it be? Where would I start? Well, the answer to the question, where do I start, which one do I start with, is quite simple. You start wherever you can. Where you start will depend a lot on what you do, your role in the organisation. If you are a hands-on developer, you'll probably find it easiest to start with the quality aspects. Start doing things to improve the quality of your work and your team's work. If on the other hand you're a project manager, you might find it easiest to start with iterations, get teams working in 2-week cycles. And if you're a more senior manager, someone who has organisational responsibility, you might find it's easiest to start thinking about organising your teams as vertical teams and giving them more authority to make decisions. So start wherever you can. The only mistake you can make in Agile is not changing. The only mistake you can make in Agile is doing things the same today as you did 3 months ago. You should always be trying something new. You should always be trying to vary your process. So try something, anything. See what happens, learn from what happens, refine what you're doing, and repeat the cycle. Sometimes you'll need to undo the changes you made and go back to the way you were working. Sometimes it'll be fine and you can try a completely new technique. Sometimes the technique you've tried will just need tweaking. Whatever, try something, see what happens, learn from it, refine what you are doing. There's so much more we could talk about in Agile. We've talked about just 5 aspects. There's a lot more we could and perhaps should talk about. Maybe one day I'll record some videos on those subjects. Right now we've just pulled it down to 5. There are plenty of resources out there for you to get. Just a quick Google on any of these subjects and the subject we've talked about will find you a lot more. I'd like to recommend just 2 books if you've enjoyed these recordings. There's 2 books I would suggest you look at. Both by myself, as you might expect. The first of them, Agile Reader mini book. It's a book I don't publicise much. It's a book we give away to people who come on software strategy courses. As I mentioned at the beginning, most of the slides you've seen, most of the material we've talked about is derived from courses that my company Software Strategy run. Everyone who comes on a software strategy course gets Agile Reader mini book as further reading to continue after the course. So it would make a great complement to the slides and the topics we've been talking about here. Fits in well the material. The other book is Zanpan. It's a more recent endeavour by myself. Zanpan is my hybrid approach to Agile software development. It's how I would advise you to go about doing software development. Both of these books are available in print format or electronic format to you to read on your tablet, your Kindle, your whatever. You do have to buy the electronic and the print copies from different places. I don't think you're going to find that a big problem, to be honest. Both books are there. Both will make great complements to these slides and will help you further your understanding. So finally, one more time, thank you for listening. Please send any comments or questions you have about the material here to me. There's the address, allankelly@softwarestrategy.com. So thank you and goodbye.